This is just one day out Trencrom. Oh, hello. There, that you, Teresa, my handsomes. Yes, I'm fit again now, due for another day's post. Seemed like I was only here yesterday, didn't I, talking to you? Well, Father and me decided to take the twins. That's Decky, the one with the third eye, and Silas, the one was took out the oven before he was baked. Kedge of bones he was. Sometimes he looked like a dying winard. Anyhow, going up Trencrom for afternoon feast. Picked the right day, I believe, as the sun was shining, but the wind was blowing quite a bit of a hoolie. Of course, Father says when we to get to the top of Trencrom, we should get on the lee side of the rock for a bit shelter. Now, Mother, says Father, give the fire a poke, will he, and pull the kettle forth to boil up the jug of tea this afternoon. Talking about adders up Trencrom, Mother was as teasy as adder, because she got to get blister side of her toe. Silas, he was going with a little maid from Brepper. Well, she'd have lived right next door to Brepper Harbour. When the tide comes in, she'd have sits down for breakfast with her welly boots on. Thin little maid, some wish looking as well as she was. Legs on her like linnet's toe, poor soul. Dora, I believe she was called, and Silas wanted Dora to come with us up to the top of Trencrom to watch the sun setting. Mother was busy making saffron cakes and heavy cakes and pasties and to get jug full of tea for the afternoon trip. Decky was going up a long dog up to Trencrom, Mother and Father dragging all the chairs and food. Of course, Silas and Dora were always three scats behind. Mother then hollering for Father. She got her leg caught in some brambles. Father out free her was not long though, for her leg was all blawed up like a quilkin. Still, we made into the top of Trencrom. Mother started opening the basket, then she called to Silas and Dora, if I go to tell 'ee twice once more, come as here and sit down side of Father. Tell us a yarn, Father, will he? Asked Decky. Well, boy, looking back over the future, did I tell 'ee about Uncle Compo? Well, he didn't marry till late in life, says Father. Why did he wait so long? Asked Silas. Well, says Father, he met a nice little maid who was nearsighted and hard of hearing, and Compo thought he was out all day working, she would be good company for the dog. Mother started out handing out the pastas. Decky asked Father, Mother says we should always eat a balanced diet. What's that da? Well, she means a pasty in each hand, says Father. And all of a sudden a stranger appeared from nowhere. Father knowed he was a stranger by the way he walked. Father says to him, what's on, pard? Well, says the stranger, I'm trying to find Cadreevy Lighthouse, but the smell of those lovely pasties brought me this way. Oh, sit down, says Father, have a pasty. So the stranger started to eat away. Here, hang on a minute, says Father. You always eat a pasty with a crimp on the right. So the stranger turned the pasty around the proper way for eating. Of course, all the gravy come out of the bottom of them. Then the tatters and beef all over. And gosh, he was in some caudle, he was. I tell you, soon the stranger decided to be on his way. How far to Cadreevy from here, the stranger asked. Oh, about 1.5 miles as the crow flies. But further, if you're walking, says he. See again, said Father. Now, Mother, let's have a bit of saffron cake and a get cup of tea. God, handsome 'twas. I tell ye, of course, said Father. There's Uncle Herbert. Another one married late. Had a good job courting some long time. Then he'd ask his girlfriend to marry him. Well, she replied, how much do you earn? Well, about £1.50 a week, Herbert says to her. Well, that wouldn't keep me in handkerchiefs, replied the girlfriend. Well, what's the matter with thee, says Herbert. Got a cold of thee. Soon dark clouds were gathering in the rain, floods of them, wet leaking to the skin that we was. So home to go as fast as we can. The place was like a Troy town. I tell ye, my gar, oh, is that the time? 'Tis time for me to stoking up the slab for a supper. See again. That's that little story there.